Laugh. We
There
laugh.
we go.
We
I
laugh.
wonder why this doesn't work any other time. Like, when we do it from yours, I have no idea why yours.
Did you send me a request?
I did send you a request, actually.
I don't know why it don't work.
Yeah, I have no idea why it didn't work. But we're here now. Hey, everyone that's just tuning in. What's going on, Robert? Hey, Cheryl. So you are here. We are live with the Film Diaries with Joh and Lex. Robert! And we basically chronicle, as you all know, we chronicle all of your favorite shows and movies that are out right now. And we tell you what's going on. We tell you what to watch. We let you know what our personal favorites are. And we hope that you all will just enjoy and join in on the conversation. So, Lex, let's get it started. We promised last week that we would do holiday favorites. Which is my favorite.
Favorites. But
yes.
Before we get into that, we're going to talk about what was the best movie we saw this year that came out this year.
Yes. Oh, yes. Best movie that came out this year. So you go first, Lex.
Okay.
I need to think about mine.
My favorite movie that I saw this year would have to be Us by Jordan Peele. And here's why.
Okay, yeah, tell me.
Here's why. I like horror. And I like thrillers.
Do you?
And I like movies that's going to make me sit on the edge of my seat. Even though I'm a scaredy cat, I was scared. I was scared. I was nervous with the scene with the little girl, the creepy little girl. She made me
right.
chill.
Sorry, guys. We're trying not to give any spoilers as well for those that haven't.
Oh, sorry. Yeah. So she gave me creepy vibes, and then now because of that movie. It took me a while to listen to I Got Five on it. And in addition to that, I am like a little nervous about when people use Alexa. Like, I'll be like, oh no.
Why?
You don't remember that part of the movie?
No, and I watched it like 3 times.
Watch it again, boo.
Okay, so that's what I'm going to do tonight. I was looking for something to watch too, so that's what I'm going to watch.
It made me nervous. It made me like, I don't want to like. So yeah, that was my favorite movie of the year.
Okay. For my favorite movie of the year, I think I'm gonna go with something a little unconventional. A lot of people have not had great feelings about this movie, but I think I'm gonna go with Harriet. I know a lot of people have had mixed reviews, and there are people who were upset that she was a British actress portraying an African-American hero. But, you know, I think that she did the role justice. I am a personal, like, I super, super, super love Janelle Monáe. So when Janelle Monáe
did a great job.
Didn't she?
I love seeing her on the screen.
Yes. I literally cannot get enough of her.
Yeah.
So because of that, I mean, that was a big highlight for me. And I thought it was nice to kind of see in Harriet. I'm not sure who's actually seen it or not, so I'm going to try not to ruin it for anyone. But I will just say that Janelle Monáe's character, I think, is the beginning of the elite African-American in America, right? And kind of what that looks like, right? Because she had the privilege of being born free. And I think that kind of sets the pace for present day of what that looks like. Like, what does it look like when you are born into privilege? And privilege has layers. It doesn't have to mean that you were born into a multi-million-dollar empire. Your grandmother did not have to be Madam C.J. Walker, but there is an element of, you know, okay, so you weren't born into poverty, right? Maybe you were born into a 2-parent household, or just a stable household, which doesn't have to be a 2-parent household, right? It could have just been a stable place to live and grow and thrive. And like, what does that look like? And then how, you know, she was still very involved in the movement, right? I think there's always this idea for Black successful people of like the sellout, you know, like,
right.
Nobody wants to be the sellout. You can't be a sellout. You shouldn't be a sellout. If you are a sellout, then what do we do with you? You know? So I think that Harriet, and honestly, I am a fan of slave movies. I do like slave movies, which I know sounds a little like strange, but I do. I like slave movies because I feel like it's a part of history that shouldn't be forgotten or written about. They make new Holocaust movies. They make new, World War II movies, Pearl Harbor movie, So it's like, I think that same rhetoric should be told. And I know a lot of people kind of felt some type of way from what I read from all this stuff. Hey, J Real. I saw that people were saying, it wasn't brutal enough. But that was actually something that I enjoyed about it, was that, we see Black body brutality all the time.
All the time.
Right. We've gotten to the point where we're so completely desensitized. Like, oh, they're just some people of color, they're dead. That's it. And I'm like, no, this should not be normal. This should not be our regular. So it was actually really nice to understand the elements of the story that were, very complex as it is, and to not have all the brutality that is normally associated with a slave movie, and it doesn't mean I want it to be forgotten, because I think 12 Years a Slave is necessary. I think Amistad is necessary. I think Roots is necessary, so I'm not forgetting any of those, and I'm not saying that we don't need those movies, right? We do, but we also need, a digestible PG-13 version of it as well, right? And sometimes I think the real horror in movies or in things is actually those are the things that are unseen, right? That was said that this happened, that there are marks on their bodies that show that this happened, like that's just as horrific for a younger crowd. Like, I don't think that, everything should just be for only adults to see. Like, everyone needs to know this story. So I think I'm gonna go with Harriet, but I will second Us. Us was everything for me. Now, I heard a lot of people that didn't like it.
Yeah.
From anyone who's watching right now, if you have any opinions or questions or comments, feel free to send us a question. We will answer it. You can also follow us on Instagram, Film Diaries with Joh and Lex. And if there's any content that you would like us to talk about, feel free to email us. Also, Film Diaries with Joh and Lex at gmail.com.
Period.
Period.
So now we're going to get into our holiday films and what are our favorite holiday films. And I have to go with, I know people are going to look at me sideways, but I have to go with the Grinch.
Oh, Lord. I wasn't ready for that. The Grinch. Huh? Okay. I wasn't ready for that. I wasn't expecting you to say that. I'm surprised.
Jerry Duty, junk mail, fan letter. And for you, that is my favorite scene.
I can tell.
Why was he in the mailroom just swapping people's mail? Isn't that
I forgot about that. I definitely need to rewatch that.
Oh my gosh. And the part where okay, these are my top 3 favorite parts.
Okay.
My favorite scenes. Oh, dang, there go another one. Okay, remember when Cindy Who's family was putting up the Christmas lights, and the lady next door, she was like, hi. And then she had like the light gun, and she was like,
yes.
And then my other favorite one,
she's all like, like everybody else is like struggling, and she's like,
yeah, she like, I was like,
yes, I remember that.
Then she finished putting the lights up, and then blows it. Good night. Like, petty. So my other favorite scene is when the Grinch was a little boy, and he had like shaved himself, and he nicked himself.
He nicked himself.
And the guy that grew up to be the mayor was like, look at that half job.
Yeah.
And then the Grinch just went off like, I hate Christmas. That part sends me every single time. Like,
I love that you're like, you really do love this movie. That's what I love.
I really do. That's my favorite holiday movie. I look forward to watching it. I tried to put my niece on, but she was scared. She was still young at that time. Maybe she might watch it now. Now she's older.
Oh,
The Grinch is a good Christmas movie.
It is a good Christmas movie. What is something that you think is a universal message? I always love movies for the universal messages. So what's the universal message in The Grinch for you?
I would say you can't please everybody. Somebody's gonna find. It's always gonna be that one person that you just be like, all right. Like,
Well.
basically.
Okay, so we've got some Grinch love. For me, I think I mean, I have two favorites, and they're kind of tied. So I will start with, I'm gonna say Edward Scissorhands. Edward Scissorhands is one of, yes, girl, I love Edward
I haven't
Scissorhands.
seen.
Well, it only came
I
out in
haven't
the
seen
90s.
it in a long. I have to watch it again. I really don't remember it. I remember the Scissorhands, but that's it. And I think I watched it when it came E.
It's one of my favorite it's one of my favorite movies. You know, it was in 1990. It's starring the delectable Johnny Depp, and I think it also kind of falls into this idea of you know, the road to hell is paved with good intentions. I think that's kind of the universal message in that, because he is, you know, he's so gentle and he's so kind, and all he's trying to do is help, you know. And there's this one scene where I can give this scene away, where the little boy, he almost gets run over by a car, and like Edwards, you know, goes to save him, and he's got him down on the ground, and he's really trying to like comfort him, but because of his scissor hands, he ends up like cutting his face and like kind of cutting him. It's not as like gruesome as it sounds. It's really not like that. But he ends up kind of cutting his face, and I remember just being so, like, my heart just broke, because they were all just like, you know, like, kill him, he's a weirdo, get him out of here. And it's just like, oh my God, like, he was just trying to help, and like nobody wanted to see the good in him, you know, because of his appearance. Right? Yeah. They're like, "Ooh, you look like that, girl. Take him back. You know, send that back up the mountain. Don't have him tromping down here. He ain't one of us." You know, it's got that whole element, which truly just, I don't know. It's endearing. It's heartbreaking. It's, you know, if you let it, it's a good holiday cry. If you let it, you know, if you're the type to watch it and be like, nah, this is still stupid, then of course, you know, it's not going to do anything. But it's got the holiday cry element. My second one I will go with would have to be The Preacher's Wife. Have you ever seen it?
Yeah.
Okay. That's my movie.
I watched it as a little girl, though. I have to go back and watch that again.
Girl, I don't have to go back and watch it again. I watch it every year. My mom and I watch it every single year. We used to wait. I mean, it's amazing how, you know, streaming services have totally changed the norm of television, right? There is no norm. Like, I've heard people that have even said to me, oh no, I've gotten to the point where I can't watch a series while it's happening. I have to wait until it's done so that I can binge it.
That's me. Because nobody wants to wait to the next week. Nobody wants to wait till next week. I was dying watching Snowfall because the cliffhangers, like, no, I need to know right now what happened.
Oh my gosh, no. This age of immediate gratification is just too much for me. Like, I miss that. I used to wait for ABC, CB. It was usually ABC that would play it. It wasn't CBS. Or maybe CBS at like 7 o'clock. But I used to wait all year to be able to watch, you know, the Charlie Brown Christmas special, then to watch Jack Frost, to watch Rudolph, to watch Mr. Miser. Like, I used to wait.
The Nightmare Before Christmas.
The Nightmare Before Christmas. I used to wait all year for that to come on the regular general channels, you know? And then, like, you were fancy if you had, like, ABC Family, because then they had the 25 Days of Christmas, or, like, on Lifetime.
Girl.
People don't even appreciate general television anymore.
Question. Do you like Lifetime's Christmas movies? Okay, so it's not just me. Okay.
This year, they have fallen short.
They have. I'm like,
this year, They have
they're doing a special called Hateful and Grateful, and that series is good. That series is good. But these Christmas ones, they're very corny. Lifetime, come on, let's step it up.
They're hurting my heart a little bit. They're hurting my heart.
They did a was it Invo Christmas Story? No.
Dang. Moment of silence for that.
Moment of silence, because it was just like, no.
Dang, that should never be a no. An Invo Christmas should never be a no.
It should. Even the
but
cat,
you know,
the casting, the singing, I was just like,
what happened?
But it makes sense because they did the Aaliyah movie, you know.
Oh, another flop.
Yeah, and then did they do the Michael Jackson one with Flex Alexander was Michael Jackson?
Oh, I don't know if they did, but that was a flop too.
Yeah,
and I love me some Flex. Like, don't get me wrong. I am not.
Right.
That's the other thing. I'm never talking about when I criticize a movie. I am always criticizing like the decision makers of it, not the actual actors. Right? Like, as an actor, you get work, you take work, and you do what you can do with it.
Right.
But the creative team that's putting some of these things together, you know, it's not working. It's not working. Some of those just aren't working for me. But I will say BET has really stepped up. Okay.
New Edition.
So it's not just me.
New Edition movie was phenomenal.
Fabulous.
I mean, down to the casting, to the wigs, the costumes.
Yes, girl, give it up for the wigs. Don't you love a good wig on somebody? Don't you love a good wig, man or woman?
You know who else had good wig? Oh. Good wigs were in What's Love Got to Do with It? Good wigs. That Ike Turner perm.
Good point. So for those that are just tuning in,
the mushroom, they did something with that mushroom.
They did that. They did the anime blog. For those that are just tuning in, you are live right now with the Film Diaries with Lex and Joh and Lex. You can also follow us on Instagram, Film Diaries with Joh and Lex. We are covering the latest shows, movies, and also some throwback shows and movies. We don't discriminate on the past. We love to bring things present and forward and get us watching and talking about what's going on in cinema today, what we're seeing, new trends, and all, you know, and also a great soundtrack. So
speaking of soundtracks,
yes,
I would have to say Space Jam had the best soundtrack of all time.
Really?
Space Jam.
Okay, I have to listen to it. I don't think I paid it any attention.
Somebody
said Queen and Slim. So
I haven't seen it yet.
I haven't seen it yet either. I feel terrible.
Okay,
I haven't seen it.
We gotta go see it this weekend.
Queen and Slim and Waves both have to be seen
too.
And
I've heard really Waves isn't getting as much marketing as Queen and Slim though.
Yeah, and I'm not entirely sure why. We just have to go to the movies and see. So guys, make sure you tune in next week because Lexi and I are going to talk about, we will specifically do a show for Queen and Slim and Waves.
Irishman.
Now, Irishman was good.
That's on Netflix. Okay.
That was good. Irishman was really good.
I got to check it out.
It's fabulous. I mean,
my dad just told me to watch it this weekend.
Yes, my mother and I watched it.
I'm going to watch it when I get off of live today.
It was so good that my mom actually...
Somebody said Black Panther soundtrack. Okay.
Yes, I'll give it up to Black Panther soundtrack 1,001%. 1,001%. Black Panther soundtrack did it for me. There were songs on there that were just a vibe, a whole vibe. And I felt like a lot of justice was done to that, and he did a great, like Kendrick Lamar just did a great job of.
He's a great artist.
He's a great artist, and there was a lot of you know, I think it's rare that we get. I don't want to say rare. Let me take that back. But there was this excellent element of like Afrofuturism that was reflected in the soundtrack as well.
TDE.
TDE. What's TDE?
That's Kendrick Lamar's record label, or
Oh,
who
duh.
he's signed to
I'm
with that
slow.
Top Dog.
I'm
Come.
slow. So if y'all don't know, my girl Lexi, she is from California. So we actually do this East Coast and West Coast when we take these shows. That's why we're not in a joint studio together, because we are recording from two totally different places, which also adds to the perspective of movies
And music. Yeah.
and music, right? And what's hot and what's not. And we got to give a shout out to, Jay-Z, the great.
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday, Jay-Z. He actually has released his music on Spotify. So now those of us non-title subscribers can listen to Jay-Z on Spotify as well. That was his birthday present to us. Okay. Oh,
before we wrap it up, since we're talking about Jay, let's talk about what's our favorite Jay-Z song. I would say lyric, but then I have to cuss on the internet, and I don't want to do all of that. So,
whatever the reason, I gotta say Jock and Jay-Z. That's still my jam. I don't even know why. Like, it's not his greatest, but whenever I hear it, like, it gets me running. It gets me cleaning up. Like, I just be feeling it. Like, oh, yes.
like that meme of him. Have you seen that one?
No.
It's a meme. It's I'm sorry, a GIF of him.
GIF.
GIF. GIF.
GIF. It is not. No. I'm not gonna let nobody. Okay, going into 2020, we are not going to walk into 2020 still calling these a GIF.
Oh, Lost One. Lost One is a good song. 30 something
Yes.
is a good song. Song Cry is a good song. I love I'll Be with featuring Foxy Brown. And I also like Ain't No like the one I got.
Oh yes. That's a
dang. He got some hits. Like
he's got like not some. He's got hits, period.
Big Pimpin'.
Oh man.
Yeah, I don't know what my favorite one is, but
Mr. Carter was. I mean, even though it's not really Jay-Z, it's kind of like Jay-Z and Lil Wayne. You know, it kind of, it's the double entendre because it's both
99 Problems.
That still slaps.
Ooh.
99 Problems. Oh, how we gonna forget? I like girls.
That ain't
you
in
didn't
my
like
top
that?
10.
Oh, girl.
That ain't in my top 10.
Whatever.
But you know what? That might be because you're from New York.
It could be. Now that could be coastal.
That could be coastal.
That could be coastal. Yeah. We got some coastal slaps for sure. All right. Well, I want to finish out with our Christmas movies.
Oh, okay. Go ahead. I'm sorry. We kind of
The Preacher's Wife.
Mm-hmm.
Jack Frost.
Okay.
Jack Frost explained his life in 3 verses with that record up until that point. Dame Management, Queen Bee, Nephew Guilt. I love it.
Hey, Trey going off. We gotta invite Trey to the.
Look, I'm about to say we might, we gotta figure out how we can do this 3-way.
Right.
To invite one more.
Trey Mack.
Yes. I'm not gonna shout out nobody's government. I like to honor people's Instagram names. So I'm gonna just keep it at Trey Mack. Yes, Trey Mack. You on it. Okay, Trey, so what is your favorite Christmas movie? That's what we started this off with. I got my holiday scarf on, What, Alexis? Have I just been abandoned? I feel like Alexis just left me all of a sudden. I don't even know what happened. Let me see if I can get her back. Okay. All right, let me bring her back in. Love you, Trey. It's waiting. Okay.
I don't know what happened, but we here. I'm here. I was just talking about what is going on.
Yeah, I don't know what happened there. I have no clue, but you know, we here now. We here, and that's all that matters.
All right, so this
so
Christmas, we forgot about this Christmas.
We did.
That was
This
good,
Christmas.
that
That is good. That's good. And it's in the new lexicon. You know,
yeah.
Excuse me. You know, my dog don't bother me no other time except when I don't have his attention. He don't have my attention. The only time my dog come around here.
This Christmas was a very good movie.
Absolutely. And the songs were good. You know, like even though there were a lot of old, you know, I mean, they were Christmas songs, but
hang on mistletoe.
There you go.
I wanna get to know
you better. This Christmas, and as we trim the tree,
how much
yeah,
we'll be together. All right, it's not my gift, but you get the point.
We get it. Right. I love this Christmas.
This concludes our episode. So tune in next week where we'll be discussing more film facts, more everything regarding film and cinema. So any closing remarks?
Anybody want to say anything?
Also, if you guys hey, go ahead.
Got a little tune or two.
If there's a movie or a web series or a show that you guys want us to cover, just hit us up on our Instagram. I'm More Better Lex. This is Joe Bonnie, and our combined Instagram is Film Diaries with Joh and Lex. Yes. And also our email, filmdiarieswithjohandlex@gmail.com. So email us, DM us, and we are here to deliver all the film tea.
Yes, honey. Yes.
Also, you can find our reruns of our lives on YouTube.
Yes. And Trey Mac, so normally we always aim for Wednesdays around 5:00, 4:30. We are always, so keep in mind, always be patient with us because we are working on our bi-coastal timing. So we always have to make sure that it works for the both of us. And both of us are freelancers. Alexis is a freelance producer. I'm a freelance writer. So because of that, sometimes we get called to a project and the time we want it isn't the time that we get. But as always, we thank all of you for tuning in, and we look forward to seeing you all next week. Don't be a stranger. We love when all of you interact with us and give us things to talk about. So we have what we want to talk about, but we also want to talk about what you want to talk about.
Period.
Period. So thanks everyone for tuning in. We will see you all next week, and happy holidays. Hope everyone had a good Thanksgiving. Watch them Christmas movies, y'all.
All right. Much love.
Much love. Bye, y'all.